Welcome to another video from Gweilo 60. Today I'm just sitting on another street corner in Nanning City, as usual. I just stop in random places. Well, this wasn't that random because my wife says, oh, I want to go shopping. So we were just finishing off breakfast, so I said, okay. So I get to wait outside with the bike, like the chauffeur. And it got me to thinking, is marrying a Chinese girl a good idea? No, there's a loaded question, eh? Oh no. Anyway, I'm going to tell you just how I see it. When you marry a Chinese girl, you're not just marrying the Chinese girl, you're marrying the entire family. Okay? And if that family is poor, you're going to be on the hook financially to help support that family, as I was. And in my position, buying a home in China, yes. The home is under Wei Feng's name. She was a Chinese citizen back then. I'll get into the horror stories in a bit. I'm going to tell you my horror story first. So after it was all said and done, I had to buy a home here and buy mom and dad old age security insurance. You see, in China here, if an old person works at a menial city job or whatever, they get a pension from the city. But if you're running your own little business, like Wei Feng's daddy worked fixing bikes on the street, no pension. But the country has a pension plan, but you gotta pay into it a certain dollar amount. I can't remember. I think it was 30 or 40,000 RMB, so $6,000 to $8,000, and that gives them a pension, well, each. That gives him a pension. I think he's making 2,100 or 2,300 RMB a month now. So that worked out good for him. For mom, she passed away shortly after we bought her insurance, so didn't quite work out as good for her. But in the long run, I guess it's all good. So what I'm trying to say is you're financially responsible for your wife and your wife's family after you marry a Chinese girl. If they have money, well, then it's not that big of a deal. Then what do you do when they get older? Okay, now Wei Feng's mom is, as I say, gone, and the old boy is at the home, or at our home. He's 82 years old, and sometimes he knows where he is, and sometimes he doesn't know where he is. So you're babysitting the old boy is what I'm saying. Okay, and I'm not looking at that young girl walking by. No, I'm not. Anyway, okay, I might have glimpsed out of the corner of my eye, but just glimpse. So you're sort of on the hook until the old ones die. It's not like in the West. If somebody gets old and senile, then you can send them off to an old folks home. Sure, they've got old folks homes here, but I don't think they're a very nice place to put an old person. So unless he's, walking around naked or crapping his pants or something like that, he's probably going to be sitting in our living room, and we're going to be feeding him and taking care of him until the day he dies. Okay, so that's a downside of it. Okay, you get people like Dave, married a Chinese girl. Yes, he did. And she wanted him to buy a house, an apartment. And he said, no, I'm not going to do that. So she divorced him and made him give her 100,000 RMB to get the divorce. Okay, well, that's only one horse, Mike. 250,000 American dollars, an apartment in Beijing. Yeah. Oh, I love you and everything, get married and all this. And then the day after they closed on the apartment under her name, she said, get out. Oh yeah, she married him for the money, for sure. There's so many horror stories out there, guys, and I've heard a lot of them. So is it a good idea to marry a Chinese girl? Well, if you're super cautious and don't jump in with both feet and don't give up your financial freedom until you know the girl. See, 2 years after Wei Feng and I got married, I bought a place in Beihai. Yes, I put it under her name, and she didn't screw me over. Yeah, she felt sorry for me because I'm so stupid. Okay, so we sold a place in Beihai and then bought a place up here, Hojilu. And Weifang still, in 2007, she was still a Chinese citizen. So yes, dumb as a stump like I am, put it under her name again. We're still living in the place, so it was okay. She never kicked me out. Well, she hasn't kicked me out yet. That's not saying that she won't tomorrow after she sees this video, if she sees this video. But you know, so there's Chinese girls that you can trust, and there's Chinese girls that you can't trust. And it's just like in any other country. Some people are trustworthy, and some people are just scumbags. Yes. So back in 2003, when Weifang came over to Canada, I was working for another company, and the next year, because she pushed me and she said, don't be working for somebody else. What the hell's the matter with you? You're making these people money. Make yourself money. So yeah, okay. So I started up my own business, and it worked out. We made a lot more money. So that was a good thing. Marrying a Chinese girl in that instance was a good thing. Weifang is a safer, just like I am, because she grew up in a poor family. And I wasn't the richest guy in the world either back in those days. So we sort of clicked by being both from a poorer background. And her antics with money helped me not only make more money, but save more money. We used to go to the bar every night and spend money, and you know, just stupid. She would have none of that. So in that instance, yeah, Chinese girls, because they're frugal, they know the value of a dollar, then that's a good thing. The language requirements, oh, you know, the difference in language, the difference in culture, the difference in sense of humor. Like, I'll crack a joke and she'll look at me like, huh? You know, like their humor is different. Syncing on a one-to-one basis, understanding each other's thoughts, like with your Canadian or American friends or whatever, where you're sort of on the same wavelength. You don't get that with a Chinese wife. There's always that cultural understanding, that difference of how things are thought about in their world and in the Western world. So a word of warning to all of you love-sick foreigners that think Chinese girls, and I didn't watch those two beautiful Chinese girls walk by. Yeah, okay, so a word of warning to all of you foreigners out there that say, oh, you know, I see Gweilo 60 and Weifang, they got a great relationship and everything is perfect, and you see Serpent ZA and you see Lao 86 and you see all of these guys that are married to Chinese girls. It doesn't come without a lot of work, a lot of understanding, and especially the first couple of years, because it's two strangers from different worlds getting together. Oh, some of the good things. I get to live in China. I get to experience another world. I get to experience another culture, the language, the foods, you know, all of those things that are sort of an adventurous thing. But it does, as I say before, it doesn't come without sacrifice on both sides of the fence. You see, Weifang had to leave her family and move to Canada. Well, she had zero English. Sit down, please. That's all she could say when she moved to Canada. You know, so think about that. In a world where anything could happen. I could have been a serial killer. I could have been a real asshole. Well, a bigger asshole than I am. And she wouldn't have known it until she was locked into the Canadian scene, and that would have been a tough one. So it goes both ways. There's lots of foreign guys out there that are just not good marrying material, and a lot of them are older guys that have gone through a couple of relationships and being divorced, and there's always a reason for it, girls and guys. So it's not just should I marry a Chinese girl. I think the question is sometimes should the Chinese girl marry the foreigner if you're not willing to help financially, if you're not willing to be part of the family, if you're not willing to take those extra steps, learn some Chinese, put up with a cultural difference, put up with the language difference, put up with the food difference, traveling back and forth so that your wife has time to spend with family and friends in her home country. You know, there's all of these things to think about. Is it a good idea to marry a Chinese girl? Absolutely not. Yes, it is. I don't know. I guess it's all up to the individuals that get married or thinking of getting married, if they're honest, good people on both sides of the fence. Because if one of them is playing the other, it won't work. Whether it's the Chinese girl playing the guy for money or a ticket out of China, or if it's the foreign guy playing the girl just for fun and excitement, and you know what I mean, then it's not going to work out. Anyway, that's another video from Gweilo 60. If you like this video, as always, like, comment, subscribe, push that share button, and thanks for watching. Oh, hit the bell. Bye now. Sitting outside a store complex here in Nanning City, and this is something that you don't see every day. On the streets of Nanning, they used to have rules on the sizes of motorcycles. I guess they don't anymore. Look at this baby. And who says Chinese can't ride in style? They've never seen this guy.